the night that Tupac before he got to the studio, he was on the phone. Tupac was on the phone arguing with somebody. And it was really aggressive. Tupac was saying, yeah, well, whatever, suck my dick. Fuck you. When you see me, right? And yeah, I'm gonna pull up. I'm on my way there now, right? So when he hung up the phone, they asked him, yo, who was you on the phone arguing with like that? And he said, some nigga named Jimmy Henchman. And the nigga said, nigga, is you crazy? Do you know who Jimmy Henchman is and what Jimmy Henchman might do to you?
He's the biggest gangster in hip-hop history that got Tupac robbed by Quad Studios, multiple assassination attempts on 50 Cent and Tony Yayo, and he got Suge Knight Pop at a Kanye West party, but you have no idea who he is, and it's not what you think. The year is December 2006. James Rosemont, better known as Jimmy Henchman, will run into Tony Yayo at the Apollo Theater in Harlem. Tony would ask him why the game is dissing 50 Cent in G-Unit, and then an altercation will happen where Maserati Fox will pull out his at Jimmy Henchman. And what happened next? Well, it's very drastic. As Yayo and Entourage left the Apollo Theater, his Bentley would get sprayed up and somebody get hit in the shoulder, but here's where things get pretty wicked. A few months later, Tony Yayo and Lodi Mac will come across Jimmy Henchman's son going to his dad's office. That's when they'll smack him and pull out there on him. So what happened next changed hip-hop forever. Henchman put a hit out on Lodi Mac, get him unalive, sprayed Tony Yayo's mother's house. Only his sister was there, she wasn't hit. And then he tried and get 50 Cent unalive at the I Still Kill video shoot with Akon, but the jammed up. But here's why Jimmy Henchman is the biggest gangster in hip-hop history. Everything I just said is just the tip of the iceberg. There's a whole lot more. It's just gonna take me too much time.
Talked about the Quad Studio shit, but they didn't mention the fact, and they left it out, that Big and Siege did not know that Puff and Andre Harrell was in Jimmy Henchman's office the day Pac got killed. I mean, the day Pac got shot at Quad Studio. Let me repeat that again so it don't get mixed up in the whole thing. They did not mention that Andre Harrell and Puff Daddy and Jimmy Henchman were all in the office together. Puff was on the office because he was trying to spy on Big them, because Big was writing the Junior Mafia stuff and Puff had his publishing. You ask them, how do you know that? Who told you? They couldn't even tell you that. They'll tell you some lie, they did some kind of investigation, but it didn't happen like that. Puff was there to spy on Big because he had owned Big Publishing. And Big had turned around, and the same people who helped Puff get Big Publishing told Big to turn and put Tatiana or put somebody else's name on his publishing, or give it to Lil C's or whoever, this, that, and the third that he wrote for, so he can get the money from it. So that's how that went down. So they was there to spy on Big.
Shakur has accused rappers Puff Daddy and Notorious B.I.G. of involvement in his New York shooting.
Pac was like, look, I go to New York, I go to the studio. These set me up and shot me. Period. I like, what's you with us? Saying your friends is my friends, your enemies is my enemies.
And I never felt like they had something to do with it because it just didn't feel right. They was his friends at the time.
He shot me 5 times. I came out of jail and sold 5 million.
Others fired. Like they would put water.
Beyond just Tupac and Biggie.
When you see a Vibe magazine, when you see Puff and Biggie on the cover and see East vs. West, niggas in the hood don't read articles. They just see East vs. West. Oh, it's on. It's on. When I see them, it's on.
They were checking to see who could win in a physical confrontation, whose camps could win if the two met up with one another.
We got strength in numbers. We already run the streets out here. So all these suckers, they battling off of East and West like this is a game. This ain't no game. If this was chess, we'd be yelling checkmate 3 years ago, because we've been beat these. It's not a game.
These days, it doesn't take much to start a gang war.
What started out as music to inform has turned into music that incites.
Gang violence in Los Angeles, and 3 people are dead. The shootings were part of warfare.
The East-West thing is not a Snoop Dogg problem. If it's personal, it needs to stay personal, and y'all need to deal with it and handle it if it's a problem, and handle it and keep it out of our faces. I've been dealing with this my whole life. They don't play with shit like this.
Rapper Tupac Shakur put out a diss track insinuating he slept with Biggie's wife, fanning more flames to the East versus West war.
When he played it for me, I was like, cuz I ain't really feeling that, cuz.
You thought he took it too far?
We want to make sure we mash their ass like we did Biggie. You see that nigga quiet as a church mouse?
You buying more problems, cuz.
There is no mercy in my heart. If you're gonna act like you a gangster or a G or the king of New York, I'm gonna expect that. And when you don't come through, then I'm gonna want to crush your empire. And that's what it's time for.
Puffy, on Biggie's birthday, he was on IG Live showing Biggie love for his birthday, and he was playing his music, and he played Who Shot Ya. And he made it clear that Who Shot Ya, it wasn't about Tupac, but actually it was for all MCs. How you feel about him saying that?
I don't have no feelings about it, brother. I don't give a flying fuck. But you have to know that if you got a beef with somebody and that person just got shot, and then your producer, your label drop a song Who Shot Ya, who the fuck is supposed to be about, bruh? Keep it a buck. I don't give a fuck who Big wrote the song about. You understand? Source Money said he wrote it Missing You, told me he wrote Missing You about his mama. Then they turned Missing You and wrote it about changing for Big. You understand what I'm saying? Ain't nobody gonna think that's about Source Money mama. You know what I'm saying? He may have changed some of the shit, but I know what he told me. Now, Pac is shot up. You drop a song, Who Shot Ya? You don't think somebody was behind the thing, yo, if we drop this shit, it's gonna get a lot of play because everybody gonna think we talking about Pac.
Narrative now is Biggie made this Who Shot Ya song talking about Tupac. That song and everything been done way before the shooting of Tupac, and Keith Murray was on that song.
Well, actually, Puffy called me one day to come do a song to be on Mary J. Blige's album. And that was the verse that I did for the Mary album. But
so it wasn't Who Shot Ya, it was for Mary J. Blige.
Puffy took the record and gave it to Biggie.
To Biggie, okay, got you. So now I want to go back to the Who Shot Ya, because I want to make sure that this is we clear.
No, that was the Who Shot Ya. I was rapping on that record.
Okay, the Who Shot Ya, okay. Because I just want to squash the narrative, because a lot of times people think that Biggie made this song dissing Tupac.
No, he did not at all.
To be fair, I just heard Who Shot Ya again as like an adult. I too would have crashed out on Big. Fuck you. I got shot, and you come out with a song, Who Shot Ya? Separate the weak from the opsa. Lead hard to creep them Brooklyn streets. It's on, nigga.
Ain't East versus West. It's Pac and Big going back and forth, and they gonna do records and everything else, and that's the it. Lee Naughty was on the road with Bad Boy during the whole turmoil. I'm asking Big and them like, yo, after the shows, why y'all don't go out with us? Well, man, this with Death Row and all that. I said, Death Row. Yeah, can I speak to Suge? He ain't here. Nah, this is Trash. Oh, hold on. Suge, yeah, what's up, Damo? Yo, where Pac? Oh, he out right now, boom, boom, boom. Yo, we on the road with Bad Boy, and they not going on the road. They ain't doing nothing. They ain't boom, boom, boom. I'm on the... And tell them, go out. We gonna make better records than them, sell more, get more money. Ain't nobody after them. Every day after that, they was going to every show. Lil Kim, Junior Mafia asking. It is hip hop, battle, but ain't going die over this. And it was a rap.
And the East Coast, West Coast thing is something that the journalists and people are making up just to get paid off it, so it can drag out and everybody can have albums. They're perpetuating it so it can be drama. When it all go down, don't look at me and Biggie and be like, why is there a big East Coast, West Coast war when you're shooting this to 300 homes, 300 countries, telling them about an East Coast, West Coast war that they would never know exists. So that's where information becomes a problem.
Hey, what, is that true or not?
What?
Squashing the whole East Coast, West Coast?
I mean,
it wasn't really a beef to me in the beginning, you know what I'm saying? Not for other artists, it was just a personal problem between me and somebody else.
Right.
It just happened to wage into a East Coast, West Coast, you know?
Right. Here's what, we had Ice Cube on not too long ago, and he said the way it all got started was that he and other artists, because he felt like on MTV, that they're biased. That because MTV's from New York, they put on all East Coast people, and it was hard for them to break through and put music on. When they did try to put music on, the critics and MTV put the West Coast people down, so then they wanted to come extremely hard, and when they were attacking East Coast, they weren't attacking any of the artists, they were attacking the critics from the East Coast. And then they said that some of the East Coast people took it wrong, but then like you're saying, everything in between was just personal grudges, maybe between
That's
people.
all. That's
Right.
all it was to me.
All right.
I never had the problem. Me and C's used to come out here all the time and ball out with everybody. Rich and Rich, Warren and Snoop. Just kick it, smoke crack.
How you feel about the people that blame Tupac for the East Coast, West Coast beef? Because like you said, you know, before Tupac came into the picture, Suge and Puffy already had issues.
I feel it's sucker shit. I feel it's bullshit. I feel that whole thing. New York felt like because it was rap, they should be number one. The West Coast was in the game and they was getting money. It was outweighing the East Coast and they was catching feelings. Honestly, that's what I feel. Pac and I we got a bunch of allies on the East Coast. We are from the East Coast. I'm from Southside Jamaica, Queens, you know. But I got friends internationally. I'm all world. We all world. So there is affection for New York because we was from there. Pac was always trying to make alliances. Ass Nice and Smooth. There's so many East Coast artists that we allies with. Tretch, Latifah. I could go on. But some of that is bullshit. I remember them hating on Cuban and Lynch Mob when they first came out. The Cuban Lynch Mob couldn't get no play on the radio. Way before we, kicked off. So that sentiment had been there.
Anyway, they had like their little words, right? And they went outside and they went in the middle of the street.
They were in the middle with Puff and
middle
Suge?
middle of the street, Puff and Suge.
Wow.
Outside in Atlanta.
This is at your party.
Yeah.
Is it a calm conversation or they?
No, it's not a calm conversation.
Okay. But
it's
not just them.
It's a very hostile conversation.
Okay. And their crews is
ain't no crew. I mean, Suge has got one person. Puff got a crew. Suge got one dude with him.
Okay.
Right? Okay. And all I know is Puff started drinking his champagne while they was talking, and I guess somebody must have said something to him. And next thing I know, Wolf, rest in peace. He let off a shot and let off a couple of shots, and Suge Man got killed right there.
Wow.
In Atlanta.
Wow.
That was the beginning of that whole shit.
Wow.
Like, I mean, it started at the Source Awards, but I'm saying for
like
once it got real.
So you're saying like Big and maybe Pac might have been like.
They ain't even had nothing to do with this.
Yeah, but it affected it's.
Yeah, it went into that, but they ain't had nothing to do with this.
Right.
This was all like CEO to CEO shit.
Wow. And what Puff are we talking about then? Did he have Big at that time or no?
Yeah, of course.
He had Big,
Yeah,
and then what did Suge? Who was Suge? What artist
The
he had?
whole Death Row.
He had the whole Death Row.
Yeah. I mean, this is
he's
like
saying this after the
what I'm
Source
saying. This is
Awards. He's
after
saying
the-
after he's saying that.
The public has long speculated about the connection between the murder of Tupac Shakur and Christopher Biggie Wallace. Now grand jury documents show investigators support that theory as well. Retired homicide detective Clifford Mogg told the grand jury last month investigators from both Las Vegas and Los Angeles believe the same people were involved in both killings. Mogg said they all agreed the Biggie murder came in retaliation for the Tupac hit. The rappers were signed to rival record companies at the height of the East-West gang war. Mogg says detectives also agreed Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, who's currently in custody for the Tupac killing, did not play a role in the hit on Biggie.
Detective investigating the 1996 murder of rapper Tupac testified before a grand jury in September that detectives had a theory that Pac's death and the death of Biggie Smalls may have been related. Mogg later added that the theory was accurate, that they were related. He didn't say what the theory was, but did say Dwayne Davis, who was recently charged for the death of Tupac, was not involved. He goes on to say Davis spoke out for money. Mogg testified further that one of the reasons behind the July 2023 search of Davis's house was to determine whether he had received any payments connected to his claims of participation in Tupac's death.
So you believe Tupac and Biggie murder was in-house?
I believe Biggie and Tupac was in-house. All had something to do with death row people.
That's a very strong comment to make, man.
Listen, it came from their own mouth. DJ Quick. I think they got one of them bad boy niggas. They said they was gonna get him. Who was they? Had to be Death Row. Somebody affiliated with them. Somebody he was around there. Who Pac had problems with? People at Death Row. He was firing people. Suge was firing people. He didn't want to deal with them no more. Wasn't nobody from Bad Boy that killed Pac. Nah. Not at all. Now, if Wolf was out there and his crew like he wanted to, it's a possibility that any of that could happen. But that wasn't, man, listen here, man. You can't, listen to me. There's no way, bruh. There's no way that I'm going to have a convoy of cars and somebody's going to ride up to my principal and kill them. There's no way, unless it's in-house. Somebody we know, somebody we cool with, some familiar face that we let go past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7 different cars. Because if we don't know you, what's somebody going to say? They're going to get out of line. Yo, get behind that guy. Who's that? Go right on close to him, blow your horn, do all kinds of stuff. Pull on the side of him, go up on the sidewalk. What you doing, man? That's how you do. These are law enforcement officers. Some of them there, I'm assuming that. They had a couple of law enforcement officers that was working, following Suge them. They not
Henchman and Suge already had beef before Pac and Jimmy Henchman had beef. Now, this is, remember, Pac ain't even on death row yet.
Right.
And Suge already got beef with Jimmy Henchman before from some Miami shit, right? That happened with Luke back in the day, right? Now, Pac got beef with Jimmy Henchman, then the whole shit go, the trial go, he shot up the next day, he go to court and shit found guilty.
Right.
He go to jail. Left with seeing Jimmy and Puff.
And then Big, potentially too.
Right. The fake East Coast, West Coast beef, which is really a beef between...
Two labels?
No, between two niggas. Suge and Puff, Pac and Puff, Suge and Jimmy, Pac and Jimmy.
Gotcha.
Right? So, Southside get offered this allegedly get offered this $1 million from Puff, right?
Right.
To kill Suge and Tupac, right? According to Keefe D, right? Now, this is where Reggie comes in, right?
Okay. And that was your way to kind of tie in Diddy. I just want to make sure that we're clear on that. Okay.
Yeah, right? So this is where Reggie ties in with Diddy, Keefe D, and all of them. I believe, personally, that Keefe D, knowing that now in New York, after Pac and Snoop and the Angie Martinez situation happened, they fly back to California. That's the last time Pac and Snoop saw each other, right? According to Snoop, he says, yo, cuz, you going to the fight, cuz? And Pac, yo, man, get out of here. And they ain't speak no more. But now the beef is lit with them, right? We already know it was real tension between the Outlaws and Pac and Snoop and the Dogg Pound. Like, they know internally what real shit was going on between them. The world might not know it, but it was real, it was lit. So like I said, it was no moving forward at that point, you know what I'm saying? So what I believe is, as you can see, Keefe D still have a relationship with Reggie Wright. Reggie Wright still has a relationship with Keefe D and his son, and they are Crip affiliated. Reggie's affiliated with the Great Street Crips, right? Then we got Mob James. For all y'all in the comments that goddamn saying, oh, Mob James wasn't a Crip. I know that his name is Mob. Mob is the Pyrus. Duh, I know that. I said Mob James is Crip affiliated, being that his baby mama is a Crip, his daughter is a Crip, and they live in Southside Crip neighborhood, and he isn't being able to be and grow up. He originally grew up in that area. And let him tell it, he did grow up in that area, and he got a baby mama as a Crip, and his daughter is a Crip, and so he's Crip affiliated. To make it clear for y'all, okay? Now, Mob James allegedly lived in Vegas with Keefe D for 7 years before he went back to Compton. Mob, you heard Keefe D say Mob James hangs with, I'm gonna say hangs with Keefe D's son, who's a Crip, right? So Mob James is Crip affiliated. Not only is he Crip affiliated, he hangs with Keefe D. Him and Keefe D is boys. Him and Reggie is boys. Reggie's Crip affiliated. Reggie is cool with Keefe D. We seen Reggie call Keefe D phone on YouTube on Tupac anniversary last year of his death.
How did everyone at Bad Boy feel when Tupac passed away?
Big was devastated. He was so devastated that he got smoked out of his mind, gave Lil C's the keys, they got smoked out their mind, and they had an accident, and Big went through the car window. Could have killed, he could have been dead then. He broke both of the fibular bones in his body.
Shout out to Keefe D. Stop pump faking and save your life. Tell them who paid you to say the shit that you said. Because you getting poked up and getting your ass beat in jail. And Reggie Wright got you tailor-made to fit for a goddamn casket. I met your son, Keefe. He's a good man. He follows me on TikTok. He made me change my mind about you. 6 months ago, I ain't getting no fuck what happened to you. Today, I'm praying for your life. Every day. Because I want you to live to tell the truth.
Kill this whole new vibe everybody want to be on about it being a war between the East Coast and the West Coast.
Right.
It's really just a problem with two rappers. And
Right.
everybody want to make it a bigger thing than
Everybody
it is.
wants to get involved in everyone else's problems.
Exactly. You know how nosy
Drama with a
people is.
comma.
So we got it going on. I got my man Buckshot. You know what I mean? I got Smith and Wesson in here.
Brooklyn.
I got Greg Nice, the whole boot camp clique representing. Boot camp and Outlaws, we all just gonna team up and just do this right. With Greg Nice, a lot of other people.
Squash all that drama.
Squash the drama. Let's get back to making some money. That's what it's all
That's
about.
what it's all
Making money,
about.
putting out
That's what I'm
music.
trying to do. I don't got any problems with
I've been
anybody.
watching you, though.
Yeah.
I've been watching
Oh,
you.
you like
doing
it?
good. You
Thanks,
doing
man.
good. You
I like
doing
your
pretty
stuff
good.
too, man. You and
Yeah.
Snoop are the homies, aren't you?
Yeah, we homies.
All right.
That's all that
Hey,
is.
hey.
All right.
First off, I want to thank everyone for staying locked in with the channel. Thanks to all of the day ones. And welcome to the fam if you are a new subscriber. Well, I think it's almost safe to say Jimmy Henchman was a main player in the setup of Pac at Quad Studios. Honestly, Pac was a wild, young guy dealing with a heavy hitter, and he probably didn't know what he was truly capable of. His history definitely speaks for itself. He for sure was the most powerful and calculated individual connected to the situation. Years later, this was backed up by history when an insider formally confessed that Jimmy Henchman paid him $2,500 to ambush Pac on November 30th, 1994. This proves it wasn't an East Coast issue. It was a personal power play because Pac refused to bow down to Henchman's demands. Personally, I don't think Big had anything to do with the situation, but Puff is questionable, especially with him walking out with Henchman after the situation. Dropping Who Shot You was a massive marketing move, but Puff started the fire. It's crazy for people to think Pac was wrong for responding how he did. He had just faced a major ambush and they dropped Who Shot Ya. I would have thought he had something to do with it too. As time went on, we found out the song actually was made before the incident. But still though, it's the principle and bad timing. You don't play with marketing like that when real lives are on the line. Ultimately, the question is, did the East versus West narrative help disguise what really happened to Pac and Big, and were the situations connected? One thing I do find odd is Pac and Big clearly said it wasn't an East versus West issue, but the media still pushed that narrative. Honestly, when it comes to Puff and Knight, I don't think they cared about setting the record straight because the narrative was bringing in millions, and conflict sells a lot faster than peace. Both sides capitalized on the hyper-promoted tension by letting the public believe it was a geographic war. The real agenda stayed hidden in plain sight. Pac lost his life after that altercation at the MGM Grand, but personally, I think it could be part of a cover-up. There are just too many loose ends, missing files, and convenient distractions for it to be that simple. And Biggie's situation in March 1997 wasn't just regional fans avenging Pac either. It was a highly coordinated event that left more questions than answers. The East versus West war was brilliant for corporate, magazine sales, and driving platinum albums, but it served as a shield for the individuals involved. It allowed the real forces to blend into the background of a cultural war, while two generational icons paid the ultimate price. That's revealing the real history behind the headlines. What do y'all think? Did Puff and Suge know exactly how dangerous this game was getting, or did they lose control of the situation they helped create? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure to smash that like button, and if you're new to the channel, hit subscribe to stay locked in with the truth. Until next time, peace.